Hello everybody, my name is Dale Dufay. I'm going to do a demonstration on how to bed tape in an inside corner, like this here. We use these two tools. This is the inside corner tool and a 6-inch knife. Now, at first you got to apply the mud, and I use a joint compound, and make sure it's a decent consistency, not too wet. But not too stiff either. You want to be able to glide across it. So I load up the 6-inch knife like that, and then bring it up both sides, one side at a time. You bring it on up. You hold the 6-inch knife with the perpendicular wall. And you hold it very parallel with the corner, and keep the knife somewhat flat. I don't make it look easy, but this is how you do it. You keep it flat, load up the inside corner. It's always better to use more than less on the mud. You want to get plenty of it behind the tape. You don't want, because if it's too thin, it'll develop an air pocket. So you load up the corner from the ceiling to the floor, like this, all the way up. Keep it, well loaded. And then we'll take the inside corner tool. And this you also want to keep it flat. What I mean by flat is, this is flat, and this is your sharp. So you want to keep the tool as flat as possible without digging the mud out from behind. So put a slight angle on it, and you go all the way down. You got to keep very parallel. Keep your tool very parallel with the corner, the handle and everything. Just got to really concentrate on it. Because if you turn it like that, then twisted, it won't work. So you got to keep it parallel at all times. And then once you see that it's somewhat even and no low spots, you don't want to rub it off the drywall. Just keep it, that's why you want to keep the knife flat. And then once you do that, then you set the tape in there. Got ourselves a piece right here. Now there's already a crease in the tape. So you fold it on that crease all the way down. Obviously you got like an 8-foot piece here. You make sure it's folded all the way. And then once you do that, you set it in there. And make sure it's kind of in there the best you can. Make sure the crease is in the corner. And once you do that, then you kind of dry set it with a kind of a dry knife here. Just kind of slightly keeping the knife flat and parallel. What I mean by parallel is you want the handle and the blade and everything to be, the corner of the blade to be all parallel with the corner, drywall corner. So you go down kind of lightly, press very lightly, hardly any pressure whatsoever. Just want to get the tape to set in there, like that. And then we'll apply more mud over the tape. Doing it the same way as you did underneath the tape. As you bring it up, you don't want to cut the corner with your blade. So you got to kind of stay away from the inside corner. You don't want to cut the tape. So you get plenty of mud over the tape. And this acts as a lubricant basically for when you are setting the tape. Plenty on that. So, because if you don't, then the tape will want to pull away or wrinkle, and you don't want that. So, okay, we're set. Getting plenty of mud on there, like that. And some more down here. And then take the inside corner tool again. Remember, you always no matter what you're doing, what part of the job, procedure, always keep this, in line with the corner. So we're kind of slightly, keeping it flat. We're kind of slightly, put very slight pressure. Go all the way down as far as you can. And bring the knife up a little. Alright, so now once you're satisfied, and there's plenty of mud over the tape, then we can start bedding it. Put by that, you can put more of an angle on the blade and a little more pressure. So you press and bring it on down all the way very slowly and keeping it the tool parallel with the corner. Go down as far as you can and then bring it up a little bit. Alright, and once you do that, you take the 6-inch knife again. You have to keep this corner away from the inset corner of the tape, otherwise you cut it, So you want to get as close as you can to the corner and then put a little bit of a angle and a little bit of pressure, taking off the excess, and you go all the way to the floor. And to the other side, staying away from the inside corner with the sharp corner of the 6-inch knife. Go all the way to the floor. Take off the excess. Okay, then you use the inside corner tool again. Pressing a little harder this time. And then, then you want to clean it up. The excess again, it'll leave ridges. Take them off. Press a little harder again. And this kind of not only removes the excess, but helps bed the tape even better than the corner tool can. Basically, when you finish off on the corner tool, it just leaves a nice straight inside corner with the tape being embedded. And sometimes I'll do this again with the 6-inch. Make sure it's bedded. All the wrinkles are out. Sometimes you gotta go over it a few times. And if there are any ridges left, they come right off. But sometimes it's best just to kind of leave some of the ridges on there and not mess with it too much. There you have it. You have an inside corner bedded. And then when it dries, it should draw into the corner further and be all set. So I thank you for watching, and I'll talk at you later. Love you.